Olá, galera. Bem-vindos de volta ao stream de terça. Uma friaca hoje, delícia. A gente vai continuar nosso playthrough de Disco Elysium. Agora que a gente achou uma parte inteiramente nova do mapa, tem mais coisa acontecendo. Desisti de uma quest porque não achava legal moralmente. Terminei uma outra aqui, que é o tal do criptozoologista, que a tia do refeitório do hotel tava atrás. E vamos que vamos.
That patch of reeds over there, it's a great place to hide something. Kind of out of the way, being so close to the water. Nothing. Just a hunch. The hunch passes, leaving you there, by the old boy bobbing in the water. Time to go.
Descobrimos também que se deixar o caps ligado, o cara corre automaticamente. Vamos ver. Tô mais ou menos por aqui. Não tô aqui, né? Aqui, sei lá. Nossa, eu tô comparativamente rico. Comparando com o começo do jogo.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Unable to piece together the big picture just now, there's a hole in their hypothesis. The scattering of bullet holes looks like one giant...
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual, even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs. Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
The lieutenant also nods. It is quite a scene. The two of you standing next to the broken wall of an abandoned building, nodding along. Two officers of the law against the world, nodding in unison. It is your source of power. The bond of camaraderie between you is palpable. He nods in agreement. It really is a very serious scene, worth shaking your head over.
All right. I'm glad we stopped when we did. My neck was starting to hurt. If there's nothing more, we should get going.
Follow your brother into death itself.
Pelo visto é beirada do mapa mesmo. Caralho.
heavy wooden doors, more than twice your...
Vou falar com a senhora que encontrei o marido dela.
Oh, hello, dear. There you are again. Goodness, how is he? Did he say why he hasn't returned yet?
He's fine, ma'am. As we had suspected, he couldn't get back earlier because the water lock on the canal was broken. Now he's just finishing up some work.
Oh, yes. That's my Morel. He's bound to catch a cold staying out there for so long. But I am so relieved to hear that he's okay. Thank you for putting an old woman's heart at ease, if even a little.
You haven't, however. There are dangers out there. Our aging body's foul. Her heart won't rest until Morel is safely back with her.
Dá uma checada no defunto que tá na praça aqui do lado. Agora eu tô vendo como é que eu faço para progredir nas quests que eu já tinha. Bastante coisa acontecendo aí.
The man is decomposing visibly now. Every hour, he looks less like a creature and more like a pile of intestines.
Que horror.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
If you think so, officer, I'm not going to object. I need a little help for carrying him to the holding pen of my kinema. I'll take it from there. Continue working here. The locals, the case, or attend to your own business. I will meet you downstairs in the Whirling in Rags tomorrow morning, 7:30 sharp.
Tô meio perdido, pra variar. Ver tudo que a gente tem pra fazer aqui e ver o que dá certo.
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything. A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Peter não tem nada. Vamos ver as outras opções.
It's you again. What is it? Again. Just get the...
Good one, Titus.
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach you anything at the...
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of... Certainly enough to not put up with his backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation. The autopsy did not reveal anything too conflicting this far. You just have to wing it.
Maybe wrap it up instead?
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Weren't you warned to not go down this path? And yet you still go and do it.
Not in the arresting mood?
Wise move. You made the right choice there. About fucking time.
Tá, pelo visto aqui não vai a lugar nenhum.
You see a heavy steel door, the cobalt blues. The man ponders his cooking.
Again? I can't believe this shit.
I'm going to say no, just to see what you'll say to that. What'd you say? Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it a rest.
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent, something of that kind. Not a cop. Go on with your...
Yes? What is it? It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
This window is Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42? Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen in. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder?
Huh. How old do I think you are? I don't know. 1, 2. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. How old is a newborn cop who doesn't remember he's a cop? Sure, yeah. And if you're not, age is just a number anyway.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
Que porra é essa?
I was just thinking, what a nice day for questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight. You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to...
All right, let's trash the place.
Ai, que
Bent
merda.
metal. Broken glass. You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter. Kudos.
Oi, Cadu. Agora que eu vi sua mensagem. Tem sim, cara. Eu jogo em inglês porque eu acostumei com ele em inglês mesmo. Mas dá pra deixar em português, sim. Inclusive super bem traduzido. Deixar em português hoje, ver se eu acostumo.
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs, plus an old toothbrush, and...
Nossa, tô total sem rumo. Total. Pela 8ª vez no jogo.
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
The trash container stands in the spring snow. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. You see milk and egg rest with one brick. A box falls into pieces in your... The container sounds a muffled gong. Old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens with silence. No one answers the doorbell. All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front.
You've hurt yourself now. I told you not to mess around back there. What are you even trying to accomplish, you fool? You're only making things worse. Stop it. Be compelled to look at the books. Go to them. God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
A part of hers too, clearly.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change. This is a person coming to terms with a new reality, one where they are wrong. It's not easy.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
It sounds like both the husband and the mother treat her the way she treats Annette. Yes, sometimes it's better to let people come to these conclusions themselves.
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy. We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here, so she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
And hell freezes over? Never mind. It's not a good topic to get into. The woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
Olha de soslaio.
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go.
She smiles and nods.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter. The display rack is brimming with worn paper, mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hyundai. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems...
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Not at all.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
An endless variety of source books, lore books. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art. There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side panel notes a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. That price is steep, but then it's the nonsense for anemic Beano-clads. Shelves filled to the brim with...
Oh, crime, robberies, murders. even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these.
Note, reading about Dick Mullen would not actually make you a... Shelves full of biographies of famous people.
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Porra.
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one? Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
Several maps have been attached to a bullet. The maps look old and... This bookstore is not strictly about...
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
The Greatest Innocence by João Paulo Salomão Lopes de Fuego. The book is large and heavy. Browsing through the various chapters, you try your best to understand the ceaseless overflow, the sprawl of names, dates, places, events historical. Most of it ends up as a twisted mass of facts inside your brain. You can do it. It'll be worth it. There's something here. Your educational survey is done. Did you catch any of that? No. Oh well, it's pop quiz time. Let's see what you've learned. That's the spirit. Here we go. Question 1. Who was the first Innocence? Dolores Day. Incorrect. Dolores Day was the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. She codified parliamentary democracy and created modern institutions. Among these, the moral intern. She was powerful and beautiful on all her icons. Her colors are silver, white, and apricot. And when you think her name, Dolores, stomach acid rises to the back of your throat, and it hurts. You see a flash silver, a wreath, an airport bag, and blonde hair. You don't know why. Another choice, perhaps? Steer clear of this one. There's something terrible about this. A strange sensation of loss. When she left the earth, the dust, and the ice, and the humans. That is unimportant to the quiz. Stop thinking about this. Yes, the quiz is impersonal. No need to rouse sensations in yourself at the mention of Dolores Day. Who? Incorrect. Sola was anointed during the previous century and even lived to see the current one. She was an urban planner who spoke her mind and largely left history to its own Sola resigned after. Correct. Nothing much is known about him. It's not even clear that he was a he, but Franco Negro presumed as such and called him Pius. He's depicted as a young man with molten gold pouring out of his mouth. All he spoke was gold. It's said he invented God. and equality of men before God. He also introduced the gold standard as a way for measuring people's love for Aurum. As the first innocence, he declared that there should be more of those like him. It is presumed his disciples were the beginning of the Holy Party, the founding party. Question 2. Who was the strongest innocence? Dolores. Incorrect. Vespa Messina is not a correct. Named the innocence of militarism, he codified hereditary rule, but at the same time ended serfdom and established the Inter-Isolari Real as the global reserve currency. He also established the concept of the nation. Franco Negro attempted to solve the rising tensions between the aristocracy and bourgeoisie by building a unified society in which every man has a place and a mission, but at the same time may rise to nobility provided on the strength of his virtue. Question 3. Who was the false innocence? Okay, it wasn't Dolores Day. She's not false. Incorrect. Stepan the Despicable, regent of Kedra, was a ruler who conquered the known world during the Kedra. Correct. There have been a number of counter or false innocences, some assumed to have innocentic qualities, some who just thought so themselves. Occasionally, they have the support of a faction inside the ecclesiastic organization, and accusations of foul play have arisen. The most famous and important of these was Ernau Pasternak. He was into torture, despotism, hymns, cannons, and world conquest, but got defeated and humiliated by Stepan the Despicable of Kedra. Final stretch. You've come so far and learned so much. This is the most important one. Question 4. Who was the greatest innocence? The most important of them all. The most precious to humankind. Correct. The mess might see Franco Negro as the father of nations, but as of this century, there's been a great shift in attitude. Dolores Day has become widely regarded as the greatest innocence, a most radical change to the whole fabric of the world. Everything from inter-isolary travel to the connected world to 3 consecutive scientific revolutions can be traced back to her. Every decade that passes, she seems less human somehow, and more beautiful, and more beautiful, and more beautiful. Congratulations on finishing the test. The results and your subsequent grade have been calculated. You get a C, vaguely passable, a solid effort with nothing much else to show. Nice going, mediocrity man. You would have done better if you just left Dolores Day for the end. Dial the Dolores Day down a bit. Kingdom of Conscience. The Kingdom of Conscience will be exactly as it is now. Moralists don't really have beliefs. Sometimes they stumble on one, like on a child's toy left on the carpet. The toy must be put away immediately, and the child reprimanded. Centrism isn't change, not even incremental change. It is control over yourself and the world. Exercise it. Look up at the sky, at the dark shapes of the coalition airships hanging there. Ask yourself, is there something sinister in moralism? And then answer, no. God is in his heaven. Everything is normal on earth.
Tem um erro de tradução, ele falou. Então responda não na ação. Eita porra. Não gostei. Não gostei.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
What are you doing, officer?
Esse barulho não foi nada bom. Ah, essa academia, que diabo é isso, então?
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has it's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Não. Opa! Pronto, isso aqui vai ser bom para missão, para essa missão aqui da bull de petanque que eu perdi dos carinhas. Isso aqui vai servir. Opa! Nossa, é só a porta. Será que a gente vai parar naquelas coisas pelo lado de dentro do hotel? Coisa do tipo? Tô enxergando bolhufas. Toda vez que eu acho que eu tô empacado no jogo, acontece alguma coisa, eu progrido. Muito bom. Uma vibe muito sinistra esse lugar aqui, tem alguma coisa estranha.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework.
Parece uma impressora
The keyboard
3D.
has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer. The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber. revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. Nothing happens. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cable, the filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Oh no. It was already glowing and now it's also making a sound. It's probably some alien CO-like technology.
Tem cara de ser coisa da empresa de tecnologia do lado de lá do mapa
The
que o cara tava
static gets
falando.
louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? The filament you have inserted into the reader. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved. You should ask her for a hint.
No.
No.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder for Fortress accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament. Now, can you please repeat the password? Still no. Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do. Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Bizarro.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Fortress accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to. One moment. Fortress accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalog says. Any other questions?
Engraçado que é um tipo de jogo que fez, ou não sei se ainda faz determinado sucesso no Japão, esse negócio de radio games. Porque lá tinha toda uma linha de jogos de aventura ou visual novel, só que não visual, né? Tinha jogos inteiramente em áudio. Eu lembro que tinha um que chamava Real Sound, se eu não me engano, que saiu pra Sega Saturno, que era um jogo de aventura, assim, meio RPG, só que inteiramente por áudio. Então você botava no console, mas ligava a TV só como meios de sair o áudio, porque a imagem era uma tela preta o jogo inteiro. Então muito doido essa interactive radio game aí. Me lembrou desse Real Sound de Sega Saturno.
Thank you, and goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework. Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Que porra de lugar é esse, bro?
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural.
Coisa de RPG aqui.
Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, A high Welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a Welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-Welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with Welkin, Green Welkin, Dread Welkin, and the High Welkin to rule them all. Your eyes glide over 4 sections of the imposing green chalkboard. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
Então alguém tava jogando aquele jogo de tabuleiro da loja, do andar de cima da loja.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region. Looks like they didn't make it. A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s. This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Looks like a surveillance program. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Ilmara. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off. Nothing. It's just lines on marble, an echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Doideira. Esse jogo parece que se passa num tipo pós-crash tecnológico de algum jeito aí. A tal da guerra. Sei lá, ele ao mesmo tempo tem cara de anos 50 às vezes, mas outras horas cara de coisa extremamente futurista. Eu acho muito engraçado, um retrofuturismo assim muito doido.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. This ice bear is a hyper-carnivore. Be careful. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates it. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door.
Revachol Ice City fica naquele prédio na frente do hotel. Pelo menos a campainha para eles.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Aí.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony. It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. The echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them. Maybe it's coming from somewhere upstairs. You should investigate. Or maybe you're just hungover again. Could it be psychological? Because your physical health is fine. This sounded real, not imagined. It's dark and the echo is so prominent, it's impossible to discern what the voices are saying or what's producing them. Maybe it's coming from somewhere upstairs. Or maybe you're just Could it be This sounded real, not imagined.
Talvez eu veja isso de novo. Caralho, que lugar estranho, velho.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in. There is. Inside, it's nothing but gloomy blackness. Better not stick. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find a number of rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are ugly and inoperable, but a single rifle catches your eye. It's a bolt action with a fine woodstock. A fit service weapon for a fit officer. Too bad it doesn't work. It looks like it's been out of order for years. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This is an interesting coincidence. Could prove this is a good find. Really justifies coming down here and looking around.
Achando coisas que parecem de resto da guerra. Ao mesmo tempo, achando não sei se isso daqui é o subsolo do hotel, umas coisas estranhas.
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Que área diferente de tudo que eu vi no jogo. Até agora, sei lá. Vibezinha meio de terror. Ah! É esse prédio então, Katsu. Então tá, ele é abandonadaço pra caralho. Por isso que ninguém atende a porra do intercom.
A thick layer of cold, a hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts. A lush layer of coal now covers your skin. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Grad, pulsing through you. All that's left is to cover your face in war paint. Yes, how grown up. The furnace agrees. The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left. Someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Deve ser o Kuno.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care, Suliswaf. The note does not specify. Are you serious? You sure you don't want to hazard a guess here, Detective? Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. The note doesn't specify. According to the note, someone named Sulislav. Someone who owns a radio computer, one might assume. It does, but who might that be?
Talvez o cara com filho lá no lado de lá do mapa.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box? This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut. Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar? You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get it. If you want to try again, then you need to have the pry bar in your hand, Detective. This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top, and the ice squeaks beneath the pry bar. You think you've got the bar jammed in there pretty. You see the pry bar's metal handle bending right before your very eyes. That's a good pry bar, but this ice cream maker is frozen shut. It takes an advanced tool to get it open. Some kind of super pry bar. You have no idea where to get one. Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough. Then we will know what's in this mysterious ice cream maker. Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to something close to you dies with a soft electric curve. This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner, and the ice squeaks beneath the pry. You see the pry bars. That's a good pry bar. Sooner or later, you will...
Levar uma bull pros veinhos, vai. Terminar essa missão. Precisa mais de luz, né, meu bom?
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. What do you want? What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven. It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Valeu.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers them. No, these tracks are not interesting at all. There are 8 pairs of tracks in the mud. 3 stick out. But you won't get far without a lieutenant here to bounce thoughts off of. Where could...
Kuno doesn't.
Ah, tá bom. Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Another time, perhaps. Sure thing. Maybe. Shady-looking guys came in here yesterday, looking like they'd just taken off their Wild Pines overalls. They asked if I have a police weapon to sell. I told them I already sold it. They went their way. It was a trip. But you know, all sorts of people. Sure, man.
Hmm.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. You finally stop picking your nose. Time passes. You wonder if it could rain so much that it drowns all of Martinez, then everyone would have to go on about their day in diving suits.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. The wind is turning southeast. What's on your mind, officer? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea? This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in the line of duty like that and all. Why odd? Our things are a part of our life world. They're made with our human sweat and they share human history. We should care about them as we care about humans. To some extent, at least. Oh yeah? You won't even be able to get it out of the water before early June. And where are you going to bury it? Who to invite? What music to play at the wake? Take it from someone who's been through a few funerals. It's easiest to just leave them there and let nature take care of it.
It's going to be quite a few years before nature is able to completely take care of a motor carriage. You could always come back in a few months and see if you still want to give it a proper send-off.
Absolutely. Things like what, for example?
Ah, merda, cliquei no negócio ali sem querer. Eu vou pro hotel cantar no karaokê, foda-se.
This is it, the scene of the party. The fire pit, cigarettes, and empty bottles all evidence it. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Well, well, bringing in that new bird sure made a difference in his attitude.
No, you don't. It's not happening. By causing more trouble, I think we're good. The whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without right now. It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44. A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke. It's not for bands, it's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not you. Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard. This is the look of a man who's defeated. He knows he's out of excuses.
Karaokê inevitável, brother.
Fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself. Oh yeah, time to do the damage.
Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real to...
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet. You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room. You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it? Where should you stand?
Eu preciso ajeitar umas...
Anti-Object Task Force. Behold, the Anti-Object Task Force has assembled. God's avenging angel, arrayed against the lower emanations of the darkened one. Shoe racks, tape recorders, motor carriages, and doors. So many doors. You're not just pounding it all to pieces. You're reforging the universe.
Os de drama. E as roupas. Vou tentar de novo.
The stage is all you feel a little.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
The air is thick with anticipation.
Porra.
Someone dims the lights as the music starts. A
Merda.
lumps in your throat suddenly.
Vai dar ruim.
I would often go there to the tiny church there, the smallest church in Sanson. Though it once was larger, how the real may rest there. down through the mist there, towards the Seven Sisters, towards those pale cliffs there.
Parece
I would
Weird Al
often
Yankovic.
stay there in the tiny yard there. I have been so glad here, looking forward to the past here. But now you're all alone. None of this matters.
Que horror.
At all.
Ai, fechou com chave de ouro. Puta que pariu.
Do you hear that? It's the most pathetic applause in the world, Harry, made of pity. No one liked you. You hear, or think you hear, uncomfortable shifting around. A bit of laughter, maybe.
I'm gonna unplug the mic now, okay? That's it, I'm unplugging it.
Que excelente. Puta que pariu, que excelente. Eu acho que por hoje é só. Jogar um pouquinho. Preguicinha, tô com frio. E terça que vem a gente continua mais. Vamos ver para onde essa porra de jogo doido vai levar nós. Obrigado para quem assistiu, para quem ficou aí. E a gente se vê. Terça tem mais Disco Elysium e sábado tem mais Oblivion. É isso aí, brigadão. É nóis.